Call to order the school committee meeting, February 13th, 2025. Steph, will you lead this pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Fisher?
Yeah.
Here.
Here.
Here. So just a couple things on the report of the chair. Thursday, February 27th at 6 p.m. is the pre-K parent information night. So just keep that in mind. Also, tonight at 6 o'clock at the middle high school gym, we have senior night for girls basketball. Boys wrestling has the MIAA 225 sectional wrestling championships. It's this Saturday at St. John's Prep Wellness Center Fieldhouse. It's right next to the football stadium. Undefeated right now.
No, they have one loss.
They have one loss.
They lost.
But it's been a phenomenal year so far. And just one thing I want to touch on, I'd like to thank the community for understanding that we can't always talk about things as much as we would like. Our responsibilities come first, and sometimes it leaves a vacuum where information that gets out there just isn't true. So I would suggest that you don't believe everything you read on Facebook. I think that goes without saying. There's fraudulent accounts, there's people that talk about things that have zero idea what's going on.
Are you serious right now?
And I looked it up, so I looked it up on Facebook, so it must be true. So, and I would just say, if you have a question, you can certainly ask any of us, and we'll give you the answer. As a school committee, we're responsible for the budget and the overall betterment of the district, and when things aren't right in those line items, we have to take a look at those situations, and we need to look at the district as a whole, how our students are treated, how the parents communicated with, how the teachers and administrative support staff are treated. And we have to worry about the laws and services as they're being met and they're being followed by the district. So we do a lot of things like that, and we appreciate everyone in the district and the staff, the partners, the town side, families, and most importantly, the students. But I really appreciate you guys understanding that, we can't run around screaming things out there, and just sometimes our hands are tied, and we apologize for that, but when the time's right, we certainly will voice any concerns that we have and let people know. Lastly, with the snow coming and the snow being around and stuff, I bring it up every meeting. Please stop dropping your students off on the on-ramp of Route 1 and the off-ramp of Route 1. There's snow now, so there's snowbanks. So it's even more dangerous. So please, I know I say this every time, and Mr. Wittris is right. If you have to leave earlier, leave earlier. It's a safety thing. I saw the other day a student coming out. They had parked, they dropped him off on the off-ramp, the turn, and there was a truck coming, and I'm like, oh my God, I can see this happening from a million miles away. And the kid had to step back, and I'm like, guys, come on. I mean, it's like safety first. I know I say this every time, but it's getting to the point where it's very dangerous, especially with this weather. So that's really all I have. I don't know if anyone else had anything.
I'm still trying to process the fact that Facebook doesn't have accurate information.
Moving on to the report of the superintendent.
Thank you. I did want to echo a couple of things, or mention a couple of things. Our drama club, we're hosting Drama Fest. I know
March 1st,
Mr. Raponi's going to come in here the next meeting.
Yep.
But March 1st is the Drama Fest. It's 9 to 7 in our auditorium. So that'll be a first for Saugus, which will be nice. They're also, I think, doing a preview on the 27th at 7 p.m. So I think he's coming to our meeting, and then they're doing
Correct.
a preview of their show afterwards. The other thing, I did want to congratulate the wrestling team again. They did win the conference title. It's the first conference title that they've won as a team. They've always had a lot of individual success, but this was a team win. And the girls' basketball team did three-peat in the Northeast Conference this year. They did just clinch their third conference title in a row. So I did want to do a shout out to them. And the last thing, and it's on the agenda anyway, but when you're talking about the school calendar options, I did want to say I did send it out to the staff for their feedback. And I did have 210 people respond, and 73.8% of them voted for option 2. And I can explain that when the time is
Yeah,
right.
most of, with the parents I talked to and
Yep.
on the calendar thing, the parents I talked to and a lot of the
Yep.
teachers, they all want it one, so I think,
Yep,
looking at it,
They all wanted one?
yeah. So.
all right, that's mine, you can do that.
Yeah, no, we can decide, you can decide amongst yourselves. I mean, I looked at it, so, I have my option that we go to a fourth one and we start early August. So we're gonna move on, do we have a student representative here tonight?
No, she's not here. I
Nope,
don't think.
so we'll move on to the, finance report from, Mrs. Andrews.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. The Saugus Public Schools has expended and encumbered, as of January 31st, 2025, $17,387,047.52. As you can see, this is 7 months into the fiscal year and halfway through the school year. And we have 52% of the budget still remaining. So in the operating budget, we are okay. As you go through the pages, you will see that some lines are overexpended, particularly the substitute line items. I just remind everyone at this time of the year that the substitute funding is really a bucket, and we just try to allocate it based on how I have to report it on the end-of-year report, based on regular day and special ed. So you'll see that it pretty much balances out.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out sick too, so
Exactly, exactly.
so.
So we just reallocate money. And so much has happened since October, since you approved budget amendment number 1, which is the first budget amendment of the year with all the salary shifts. Again, we have a small amount of turnover, not much, but a little bit. And we have unpaid days and leaves. So I reallocate all those savings. And some of the things that we're covering are, for example, custodial supplies. It's cough and flu season, and the custodial supplies get used. We're also covering the cleaning services, who also are responsible for snow removal, to assist us with snow removal. But because we did not have an operations manager for a little bit of time, we had to lean on our cleaning company a little bit to assist us with snow removal. So things like that. You will also see line item shifts at Saugus High School. Principal Dr. Scozzarella is very on top of her lines and is trying to reallocate lines to support the needs in her building. And the last little thing is we had ESSER funding going into September, and we were able to use that ESSER funding for some of the summer special education needs. So we're reallocating that to cover some of the medical therapeutic services that we need to provide now. We also were not able to hire 2 of the medical service providers that we needed, so we had to contract out. So that you see a shift from salary to contractual services. So as I say, these reports are really all intertwined. You have also in front of you the revolving account balances as of December 31st. As I mentioned before, I report on that quarterly. When you look at the fund balances, they are all positive, which they need to be. But I project out those funds till the end of the year and keep very close eye on it. Circuit breaker, we will be tapping into the revenue that's arriving this year. We will not be able to carry the full balance into FY '26 as we like. And that is because our community is mirroring what's happening across the Commonwealth. There's an escalation in need for special education services, but add to that inflation, the rising costs of all these services. I spent 2 days this week listening to budget presentations, Chapter 70 presentations, a presentation by Senator Jason Lewis, and the Commonwealth is very aware that all public school districts are struggling with this, and they're looking again to do something with the formula to assist us. Other key concerns in the revolving accounts are the athletic revolving. As you see, the expenses are outpacing the revenue. We were able to shore up funding at the end of the year last year, but it's not a sustainable model. So we're working with the athletic director to see what can be done to alleviate that burden. Preschool is the same situation. Since the pandemic and since we've had all the grant funding and any turnovers that were captured, any excess at the end of the year, able to shore up funding and protect our preschool program, but it's trending in a direction which is not sustainable. So those are some of the difficult conversations that we're having in district. We don't want to burden families, but at some point we have to be aware that inflation is hurting us the way it's hurting everyone at this time. The last document you have are the grant balances as of January 28th. That is the day I drew the funding, so I gave you the balances there. We're spending down the little bit of FY24 that we carried over and dipping into FY25. And as you can see, the grants have really decreased since the post-pandemic era. You have budget amendment number 2. I talked about that a little bit. I hope you will vote favorably to amend those lines and reallocate the shifts. Does anyone have any questions?
I just have one question. With Whitson's on the food service side, we have a contract locked in with them, right? Perfect example, eggs are crazy, right? Do they come in with surcharges or anything like that, or is it straight? I'm just wondering. So the cost of food's going up.
Yeah,
Do they pass that on to us? Or is our contract locked in?
so it's universal free meals.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that is all reimbursed, and that also covers their management fee and the administrative fee.
Okay.
And if for some reason it didn't, this clause in the contract that protects us from the management fee.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Any questions?
None.
Do you have a motion?
What's
I
the
make a motion to accept the finance director's report
Budget amendment 2.
and the budget amendment that goes along with it.
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mrs. Mastrocola?
Yes.
Mr. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Serino?
Yes. Going on to old business, discussion review of 2025-26 school calendar. Like I said, I think we all looked at it, so I don't know if there's any questions. Do you guys want to vote on it? You want to table it? I don't know.
I don't know, I kind of like the option number 2. I know that you were kind of familiar with option number 1. Only because I feel like those 2 days, or the day and a half before vacation is gonna be a waste. I mean, you're in school Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you get off, obviously. You come back Monday, half a day Tuesday,
Yeah.
and then vacation starts. So, not really sure if it's,
That's really the difference between option 1 and option 2, is that option 2 has the 2 full weeks off. Option 1, you have you come in on the Monday and then a half.
Yeah, no, and I just, like I said, I've talked to a lot of people who liked option 1. But obviously people like option 2. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'm surprised that people like one.
yeah, what was the numbers you gave us,
The
Mr. Superintendent?
the teachers, 200, the staff, I shouldn't just say
Yeah,
teachers.
which scares me.
210 responses. Option 1 got 16.7%, option 2 got 73.8%, and option 3 got 9.5%. So it was overwhelming. It was 3/4 were going with option 2.
Anybody get anything in the head to that one?
No, I'm not, I mean, it's, like I said, I like 1, you like 2. That's why we have people to vote.
This is true.
And what's the difference with
Why do you
one?
like one?
One, you get out early.
They both start before Labor
They
Day
get
at the
out early.
same time.
They get
The
out in the
difference
summer.
is whether they come in on, whether the staff comes in on December 22nd and 23rd for a day and a half. Option 1, they'd come in on the 22nd, and there'd be a half day on the 23rd. Option 2, they get the full 2 weeks for the winter break. That's the difference.
Well, option 2, they get out on
And then
the
they'll be.
13th, right? Oh, 12th.
12th, there's a 2-day difference, because if we get those 2 days off, then they have to go 2 days longer in the spring.
Yeah, I mean, we can vote on it. I mean, it's,
Yeah, I probably would go with the numbers that you pulled up there.
Yep.
So, can I make a motion to accept calendar number 2 for the school year, Mr. Chairman?
yeah, sure. Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Hatch,
Yes.
Mrs. Mastrocola,
Yes.
Mr. Richards,
Yes.
Mr. Sereno,
No. I like 1. Passes 3 to, passes 3 to 1.
It's nice to say those.
So we're moving on to new business. We have a presentation and update from the Saugus Cultural Council for the Saugus Cultural Festival in February. I believe it's February 23rd. Why don't you guys all go up and,
Yeah, come on up. Hi, thanks for the time. Yeah, we're really excited about the cultural festival that was set up for February 23rd on Sunday from 11 to 3. We'd like to thank Ms. Paula Andrews, Ms. Carlos Gazzarella, Mr. Hashem, Donna Mastranzo, Town Accountant, Ms. Wendy Hatch for all their assistance to get us to this point. And we have a great entertainment lineup and food vendors for which Vanessa will talk about here shortly. Please, public, go to the Facebook page or the Instagram under Saugus Cultural Festival, and you'll see the spotlights on all the entertainments we're going to have. It's going to be a great day, and it's going to be great for families, but also great for senior citizens. So I hope to see you all here. Vanessa?
Hi, I'm Vanessa Lefebvre, the Secretary of the Saugus Cultural Council. And as Dennis has pointed out, we're very excited about the festival we're having. It's going to be at the beautiful facility, the Middle High School. This is the first time we've had this festival, and we really hope to see everybody there. The lineup of performers has really come together. We're going to start with the Saugus a cappella group. We then have a Filipino dance group. An Indian dance group is next. Then we have a ballet dance. Then we have Funk Phenomenon, a hip-hop group. Then an Irish dance group is going to perform. And then our very own theater company of Saugus. And to end up the lineup of performances, the Veronica Robles all-female mariachi band. So especially considering this is our first time, we're super excited to host all these performances. Again, those are going to be in the auditorium of the middle high school, and the performances start at 11:15, going through until 3 o'clock. We also have several food vendors who are going to provide food for sale in the cafeteria area of the middle high school. We have American Soul Food, another vendor, a Thidi restaurant providing Indian cuisine. We have tacos and quesadilla, and we have Turkish food. In addition, we're going to have the Boys and Girls Club, which is now starting recently, based in the Square One Mall. They're going to provide some fun activities for the the high school, middle school age kids, including art and also music and sound production. They have a very sophisticated setup that the kids can use. Then I'm going to be sponsoring a musical instrument petting zoo for the younger children. In addition to that, we have a circus group that's going to come in the gymnasium, right? They'll be in the gymnasium.
No, not in the gym, in the separate.
What's the name of that room? There's a room.
Multi-purpose room?
The multipurpose room.
Yeah, yeah. They're going to set up in that room. They're going to do a performance of circus activities and then allow the children who are attending to try it out themselves. So those are some of the activities that we're having, and we really hope to see everyone there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One thing I forgot to mention, which is important, entry is free. So you come and watch the whole entertainment from 11 to 3. It's no cost. Food vendors will be serving and charging for their food, but we're trying to keep it $15 or less for a meal and a lot of $5 items. So the food vendors will be charging, but everything else is free.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Looking forward to it, that's for sure.
Next, we have approval of bills dated February 13th, 2025, in the amount of $1,464,988.29.
Make a motion to accept?
Chair seconds. Can we do a roll?
Mr. Hatch?
Yes.
Mrs. Matthew?
Yes.
Mr. Richards?
Yes.
Mr. Sweeten?
Yes. Next, we have the approval of MASC Annual Conference Student Council Field Trip, March 5th through the 7th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve, Mr. Chairman.
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of sixth grade field trip to Canopy Lake. God, love Canopy Lake. You're a chaperone? Oh, my God. Good for you. When is it? Well, we have an approval now.
Now I gotta abstain.
Oh, yeah. John?
Motion to approve?
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Passes 4-0, 3-0. Is this the field trip that? Oh, okay. Approval of school committee meeting minutes for January 23rd, 2025.
Mr.
Motion
Chairman.
to approve?
Oops, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Hatch.
Chair seconds.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Approval of school committee meeting minutes for January 23rd, 2025, executive session.
Motion to approve?
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of school committee meeting minutes for January 29th, 2025, open session.
Motion to approve?
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Approval of school committee meeting minutes for January 29th, 2025, executive session.
Motion to approve.
Chair seconds. All in favor? Aye. Public comment, seeing that there's none, move to recess for purpose of negotiations. Do I have a motion?
Not to return to,
Not to return to open session. Superintendent and the school committee will be attending that. And Sue. Do you have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, motion to adjourn to executive session, not to return to the public session for purposes of discussion for negotiations.
Chair seconds. All in favor?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes.